everyone, and welcome to episode 18, Talkin' Tunes with Dr. Tony. I've been looking forward to making this second video about one of my very favorite musicians, Charles Hardin Holly, more commonly known as Buddy Holly. But you probably knew what this video is all about, otherwise, why would you be here? I'm going to take a deep dive today into some Buddy Holly songs you probably don't know, because none of them charted during his lifetime. As you may have figured out, I marched to the beat of a slightly different drummer. So instead of going down a familiar path and discussing the Buddy Holly songs that most people know, I want to introduce you to some unfamiliar yet good songs. Since I tend to be a completist for the artists that I respect, I hold all songs that Buddy recorded in high esteem. Before we examine the Baker Dozen that I have assembled, 13 cuts, let's identify the 9 songs that charted during Buddy's lifetime and include 3 honorable mentions that were popular but for some strange reason didn't catch on with the record-buying public in the United States and charted in the Billboard 100. The first of the 3 songs is It's So Easy. I know, it's hard to believe, but it did chart in Australia in January 1959, 1 month before Buddy died, reaching number 8. And the second song is Well, All Right, which also charted in Australia in March 1959, 1 month after Buddy's death, reaching number 24. And then you have Every Day, which charted in the cash box in the US at number 51 in November 57, but did not crack the Billboard 100. The other 9 songs and their top Billboard position in descending order were Heartbeat, number 82 in December 1958, Fool's Paradise, number 58 in August of 1958, Rave On, number 37 in May 1958, Early in the Morning, number 32 in August 1958, Think It Over, number 27 in July 1958, Maybe Baby, number 17 in March of 1958, Oh Boy, November 1957 at number 10, and then we have Peggy Sue, entered at number 3 for 22 weeks in November 1957, and then the top song is That'll Be the Day, which reached number 3 and stayed there for 22 weeks and entered the charts in August of 1957. I need to mention It Doesn't Matter Anymore, which was released in January 1959, 1 month before the plane crash, and entered the charts posthumously in February 1959 and reached number 13 and stayed in the charts for 14 weeks. There were also 3 other Buddy Holly songs that charted in the Billboard 100 after his death that were overdubbed: Brown-Eyed Handsome Man, Bo Diddley, and Love is Strange. Now, providing support for Buddy's higher popularity in the UK as compared to the USA, there were 18 songs that charted in the New Musical Express after his death that were overdubbed, with Brown-Eyed Handsome Man and Bo Diddley cracking the top 10 in the UK, while these 2 songs didn't even reach the top 100 in Billboard. So enough of those songs. Let's move on to the Baker's Dozen. I position them in their order of release, or their date of release. So keep in mind that none of these 13 were overdubbed during Buddy's lifetime. The first 4 are from the ill-fated recording sessions in Nashville during 1956, produced by Owen Bradley, noted for his work with many famous female country singers, including Patsy Cline. So first up is Midnight Shift. Some people say this song influenced Bob Dylan because of its wordiness. It was recorded on January 26, 1956, without the Crickets, but had Sonny Curtis on lead guitar and Don Guess on bass. It was written by Jimmy Ainsworth and Earl Bud Lee, the latter who wrote a song recorded by Garth Brooks. The lyrics are pretty interesting for 1956 because they suggest that Annie is involved with some illicit activities during the midnight shift.
Well, if you see old Annie, better give her a lift, 'cause Annie's been working on the midnight shift. If Annie puts her hair up on her head, paints them lips a bright, bright red, wears that dress that fits real tight, starts staying out till the middle of the night, says that a friend give her a lift. Well, Annie's been working on the midnight shift.
Next up is Don't Come Back Knockin' from the same session. It's a honky-tonk song written by Buddy and Sue Parrish, and little is known about Sue.
Well, I found you all over and it's made me blue, like a tower scout. You want some love that's new, don't come back knocking, and my heart's closed door. I won't be home, don't call and knock no more.
Then comes a fantastic rockabilly song called Rock Around with Ollie V, written by Sonny Curtis and recorded twice in Nashville, first on July 22nd, 1956, and then later in the last Nashville session on November 15th, 1956. I think the July version is superior because it has Jerry Allison on drums. The November session just had session musicians. For this song, I love the intro and also the drum roll.
Well, we gonna rock to the rhythm and the blues tonight. Rock 'cause everything gonna be alright. 'Cause tonight we gonna rock to the rhythm and the blues. Well, I got a little gal called Ida, come from Memphis, Tennessee, and tonight we gonna rock around the Ida.
And then the fourth song from the Nashville session is Girl on My Mind from the July 22nd session, written by bass player Don Guess. You may know that Buddy was a big Elvis fan, and if you listen to the intros for this song and I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, recorded just 2 months earlier, you can hear that Buddy likely copied the intro to the Presley song.
Hold me close, hold me tight, make me thrill with delight. Let me know where I stand.
Oh, girl, on my mind, please come back to me. I love you with all my heart. With you, I want to be.
The next 5 songs in the Baker's Dozen are from 1957 and were recorded in Clovis, New Mexico. Mailman, Bring Me No Blues is somewhat like Don't Come Back Knockin', but is more of a slow blues. It was written by Ruth Roberts, Bill Katz, and Stanley Clayton, and was later included in the Beatles Anthology, Volume 3. It included the Crickets and Norman Petty's wife, V, on piano from April 8th, 1957. Next up is one of my very favorites from this video, Little Baby, from the May to July 1957 sessions. The Crickets and Nicky Sullivan provide accompaniment, as does G.W. Kendall Jr. on piano, playing great triplets. It's very bluesy and very cool, and Buddy Holly is a co-writer for this cut.
Little baby, baby me. Little baby, baby me. In my heart you are the one. Look around and have your fun. Whoa, 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 you be my little baby and baby me.
Valley of Tears is next from the same session. It's a Fats Domino song that included Norman Petty playing organ, which Buddy Holly hated. As a matter of fact, not just for this song, but he did not like organ on any of his songs in general.
I want you to take me where I belong, where hearts have been broken, with a kiss and a song. Spend the rest of my days, dear, without any care. Everyone understands me in the valley of tears.
Then comes It's Too Late, another terrific song written by Chuck Willis. It's a great ballad from May to July, recorded in 1957, and it has the Picks as backup singers and also includes the Crickets. And this
It's too late, she's gone. It's too late, my baby's gone. Wish I had told her she was my only one, but it's too late, she's gone.
Then we have Listen to Me from late June through early July 1957, also with the Picks and the Crickets. Has the great refrain, listen, listen, listen to me, which is spoken.
Listen to me and hold me tight, and you will see our love so right. Hold me, darling, listen closely to me.
3rd, 1959. It also includes the Roses as backup vocals and Joe Malden and Jerry Allison on bass and drums.
Lonesome tears, sad and blue, I'd shed lonesome tears for you. Yes, you know I cried when you said goodbye.
I cried lonesome tears
When you left and said I'm gone, lonesome tears fell all night long. Yes, you know I cried when you said goodbye. You left me here all alone. Hear me talking, won't you come back home?
Number 11 is Love's Made a Fool of You, written by Buddy and Bob Montgomery, who Buddy first met in 1949. Later, they became part of the Buddy and Bob team, playing primarily country music. The song was recorded during July and August 1958 in Clovis, with Tommy Alsop on lead guitar, George Atwood on bass, and Bo Clark on drums. The rhythm is reminiscent of Willie and the Hand Jive from Johnny Otis from April 1958 and Bo Diddley by Bo Diddley in 1955. It's one of Buddy's best.
Don't make a fool of you. You do anything it wants you to. Love can make you feel so good when it goes like you think it should, or it can make you cry at night when your baby don't treat you right, when you're feeling sad and blue. You know love's made a fool of you.
Next up is Reminiscing, written by saxophonist King Curtis, recorded in September 1958 and features the Crickets. It also features cool sax licks throughout the song.
I'm just sitting here reminiscing, wondering who you've been kissing, baby. Oh, baby. I've been wondering all around. There must be a new guy in town who don't love me anymore. I'll get over you, baby, although my heart's still sore. Well, you know my heart's still sore.
And then number 13 comes from the final Buddy Holly recording session at the Pythian Temple in New York City, produced by Dick Jacobs during October 21st, 1958. This session only included Buddy's voice with an orchestra and produced well-known songs such as Raining in My Heart, True Love Ways, and It Doesn't Matter Anymore. But I want to talk about the fourth song called Moon Dreams, written by Norm Petty. It's kind of cheesy, but showcases Buddy's voice to a great effect with a kind of bluesy vibe.
Strange things take place in my moon dreams as the lonely and loveless hours go by. Your face takes its place in every moonbeam. Moon dreams, dream thoughts gentle as a sigh.
So there you have it, the Baker's Dozen, the 13 deep cuts. Before I sign off, I wanted to respond to a viewer who commented about a Buddy Holly tribute that I was part of back in 1982. I was so impressed by the Buddy Holly Story movie that when asked if I wanted to MC a company talent show, I agreed, provided I could honor Buddy's memory by dressing up as him and performing some songs with a few co-workers. While there's no video footage, we do have some photos. We performed It's So Easy, Not Fade Away, Peggy Sue Got Married, and Love's Made a Fool of You. Well, this concludes my two-part tribute to Buddy Holly. I look forward to any comments that you have. Thanks for viewing and take care.